Character Options is an independent toy company based in the United Kingdom, founded in 1991. It has been responsible for designing, manufacturing a large range of toys and games to the public, and the reason you are all here, of course, is Doctor Who. The licence for the range was obtained in 2005 and has continued into 2025 with no signs of slowing down. So sit back, set the coordinates to rewind the clock, relax and join us as we discuss character options over the last 20 years and take a peek behind the curtains of those early days and follow its journey until today with our special guests. So let's go.
Welcome to Who Cave Conversations, and today, unlike our usual format, we're going to take a quick look at the new B&M sets by Character Options. Firstly, in this second release this year, we see the Revenge of the Cybermen set and History of the Daleks set 20 from Remembrance of the Daleks, the Imperial Battle Squad. Now, with the latest release, it sees the return of a very special and sought after set, the Revenge of the Cybermen, and it is an identical release to the original, with some really nice paint upgrades as we'll see. These guys really look the part, and I can see these sets flying off the shelves pretty quickly. Of note, there is an issue that has been rectified from the original that was sorted for this release. The Revenge set has finer detail to the original, and as discussed in our latest chat with Al, and comparison was given between the original and the new set. We can also see that Cyberman has also had a bit of a new paint app to enhance the detail. As this will be a popular release, let's take a look back at a recent episode and look at our recent group chat about the Silver Giants of the 70s and discuss the initial release and hear Al and Ed and Andrew chat about it and Al's thoughts on the new release.
Looking straight ahead, one of my favourite characters is obviously the Cybermen, and again, quite easy to see that's a very popular 3-pack even today and goes for exorbitant prices on eBay. Ed, can you share anything in relation to this particular set?
I remember debating about which wetsuit to copy, because there were actually several different wetsuits used as under suits for the costume. So there's a variety of different reference that we're looking at and puzzling through which one. We didn't know whether we were going to be able to get the tubes working on the outside of the joints. That was a big debate about whether to do sculpted in detail running down the arms, close to the arm, and just having the pivot point of the joint where so that it moved as well. There was the boxes. I remember model maker Tim making those, the chest boxes, doing beautiful work. He normally worked on much more straight line model making, so he was a modelling engineer. So he would tend to work on jobs at Design Works that you'd think of more like coffee machines and medical equipment and things like that, much more toleranced, and I remember him being so attentive to that job to try and replicate every bit of wire that was behind the screens, and doing a really fantastic job of creating them in miniature. And then the heads were sculpted by someone else. They're
it's a Frankenstein.
Yeah, a lot of the collaboration were very much collaborative efforts. It was rare for them to be the under the control of a single individual, because you sort of, when you look at the design of the Cybermen, they evolve, and it's sort of like the wake of a ship. As they go on, every iteration slightly changes what has something from the previous iteration, but there is always some ghost of that previous iteration still present. So actually, a lot of the time, when you're looking at how the faces evolved, and the helmets evolved, it's good to go from the standpoint of having one person do a head and then build on that to change the subsequent iterations as you're going along.
So was this one? Was this the head of these ones done digitally, or were they hand sculpted?
Hand sculpted,
because they're very much based on the Invasion style.
Yeah,
obviously with the ribbed tubing.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking, was that Invasion head used and then just adapted, or was it completely from scratch again?
It would have been used and adapted. So we would have taken that one and resin molded it, and then taken castings from it, and then built on them.
So again, as we've discussed previous video, you're doing what the BBC would have done.
Yeah.
They would have taken the Invasion helmets and just added and changed, and
Yeah, and as I said, I've got some of them here, like the 1-to-1 scale helmets in my Who Cave, and you can see the evolution and as you said, the similarities. There's that common theme in Classic Who when you get to a certain point of Cybermen, apart from its 10th planet iteration, moving to the mid 80s Earthshock style Cybermen, you've got that evolutions. There are a lot of similarities and key things that you recognise, and then when you obviously then transition to the new series, even just looking, you've still got that little bit of a hark back to some of the look with the eyes and the teardrop section and the slotted mouth and so forth. But again, then the obvious thing to point out that this is a one-figure design with repaint.
Yeah.
So making it a lot more viable, I guess, because this was a complete new. There was no part reusage with this at all, really, was there?
No. But then we knew as well with the Cybermen that going into it, Al had really wanted to do the Ages of Steel range, and had very much wanted to try and represent all of them as best we could. And I mean, they of course they are one of the most iconic Doctor Who foes. Them and the Daleks have stayed the test of time for a reason. There's something very engaging with them. It's funny. I think that thing we were talking about, the evolution of design, it still runs true within the new series. I really thought that what happened to Cybermen in Jodie Whittaker's era was very interesting. I like the Time Lord Cybermen. From an aesthetic point of view, I thought they were amazing designs. I loved the echoes of the sort of Time Lord costume that was in them, and also they sort of reached a peak where there was something going on with them that was somewhere between all of the previous New Who iterations, the sort of the very Iron Man style ones that 12 faced against, and again the more iconic robot-esque Sibus earlier ones.
The Revenge of the Cyberman set, which we're going to see shortly. When I saw that on screen, I was like, oh my God. The new ones were literally on my desk this morning. I had a couple of packs of them, and I was looking at them, and they've got details on there you just didn't get it first time round.
Yeah.
you know, they've all got the gunmetal gun on the top of the head, whether they're silver or black. They've all got mesh colored. So the mesh in the eyes is an anthracite. The mouth slit is black. The details on the chest are all updated, and you know,
very sought after, or was very sought after up until the recent announcements of B&M range releasing these. Obviously, the paint apps, as you've already discussed, are going to be significantly better, probably than the originals, with a lot more attention to detail, I guess, would be the...
Yeah, there's a couple of things that are fixed as well. So if you notice, every single one of those guys at the bottom left-hand side, as we're looking at it, the pipe sticks out.
Yeah.
It's a bad assembly into the leg. And I thought it was degraded tooling, but when I got the tooling, I sort of said, we need to fix that. So we have. So it no longer. So that's one really obvious one, is that which is, you know, technology's marched on, and the visual reference library that's available to us now is significantly better. So you can go back in and go, oh, that bit's gunmetal. It's not silver. Oh, that's not black. It's a sort of lovely anthracite.
It's the passage of time, isn't it? Really.
Sorry, the new release is going to have more gun detailing, isn't it? You were talking about
it's next level. I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking these are half painted, because the gun at the top of the head is gunmetal, which they all wear, even on the black leader. The eyes are not silver; they're sort of gunmetal anthracite, because they were a sort of aluminium mesh. The mouth slot is black, because obviously it goes into the helmet. That front panel on the front that's black there that you see is like a gunmetal, and the little circle that's black underneath is actually not black. It must have been a found part, but it's like a cooker knob, but it's in a sort of, it's weird. There's a couple of bits on the suit. The bit at the very top of the chest unit, there's 4 little prongs, and the dial are actually a sort of greeny silver color. So that's been changed, and then the Cyberman's got quite a lot of changes on it as well. And the chest unit, which has those 3 blocks of black on one side, they don't actually exist. Well, they exist, but they're not black. So yeah, a ton of different changes, and then the Cybermen themselves are much more silver than these ones are.
So I guess you've just pretty much confirmed that the set's going to be released as is there, but completely upscale.
But yeah, I mean, this set was leaked and talked about ages ago, and I've always said, you know, once somebody's leaked it, which they did, then I'm happy to talk about it. Sorry, it was a question for Andrew, because I'd never noticed that they're almost hunched back, these guys. When you turn them sideways, they've got this...
Yeah, they've got a bit of a lump on their back.
Yeah.
I don't know what caused that. Must have been some padding or something.
Well, there's some kind of device on their back where where all the tubes come together.
Yeah, they connect together at a nodule at the back, don't they? But underneath that, it is a bit hunched. It is a bit strange.
When you turn them round, they do have something under their... It's almost like it's under the suit at the back. I don't know whether it will help put air into the suit, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah.
But...
Well, essentially they're wet suits anyway, aren't they? So...
Would they have had microphones like the Zygon? Would they have had a microphone unit, perhaps, or a transmitter unit on set that was housed there?
Maybe, but there was plenty of room inside the cyber helmet. It's literally just this very sort of... It is almost like a hunchback, and it is there. It's weird. When you see them on screen, it 100% is there. I don't remember there being any issues with this one, was there? But I think you and I both like these Cybermen.
No.
They're an interesting little crossbreed, a hangover from the 60s in their design.
Yeah.
With the frog suit and the...
Well, they get a bit of stick because of the slightly more emotive kind of approach to things.
There's a great line. There's a great scene where Chris Robbie, who's the actor in the Cyber Leader, he does the Darth Vader thing at the time and puts the hands on the hips and...
Not emotional at all.
Classic pose. And the shaking of Tom Baker.
That's the one with Tom Baker's little speech, isn't it, about the
Yeah.
tin pot soldiers and
Yeah.
talking about the galaxy kind of thing. But it's not a great episode, is it? It's not known for being a good Cyberman episode.
See, it's one of my, again, it's one of my favorites just because it's a season 12. The Vogons, in fairness, didn't do it any help, but
No.
That's all right. They can spend the budget on making those Cybermen look like they did.
Well, that's the one with where the Cyberman attacks Sarah Jane, isn't it? Liz Sladen has to use it as a puppet and attack herself like this with her arm inside it.
That's called good acting.
And it's really good. There's a lot of stuff in it, like the little vein thing that there was the in camera. You know, they painted it with that reflective paint, and it kind of glows as it. And the idea of sending her back through the transmat to sort of strip the poison out of the.
Next, we look at the Remembrance set, and we see the return of the Special Weapons Dalek that has been released twice previously, including in the sound effects range. A welcome addition, having some more classic figures again, and the last time we saw an Imperial Dalek was with the Coal Hill set. The gold on these Daleks is nice and vibrant. Slight difference in the iris as well, and this time in the paint app. Now we can see a comparison of the variations of the Special Weapons Daleks with the whole three, and on the far right is the current release. And then also we'll see a comparison of the Imperial Daleks, and again the latest on the far right. And for the Australian market, these should become available by other pop culture retailers in store and available online to purchase. There's obviously the convenience for us to order online in Australia, but the pricing is a little higher due to import costs. And in the UK, obviously they're randomly placed throughout B&M stores, making an interesting hunt around the country. Even reflecting on the previous sets released, being the Eve of the Daleks and the 15th Doctor's TARDIS, where the TARDIS seems to be most popular, the sound and light version, which was last released in 2020. Even comparing a new Eve set to the previous Parting the Way sets 19, you can see a big difference in the Daleks colour scheme and the appendage upgrades. The great thing about the new TARDIS is that it comes with an extra backing card, so you can choose which backing you wish to use. Overall, a nice set of figures via B&M this year, and hopefully something for everyone this time. Stay tuned and join myself and Shane as we continue to discuss the history of character options over the last 20 years. With more online exclusive character option sets coming, we look forward to see what lies ahead. Until next time, like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Who Cave Conversations content. Bye for now.